Well, I'll be damned. Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So today we are talking about M Night Shyamalan's new movie, Knock at the Cabin. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, so you don't have to worry about that. And real quick, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and talk about this movie.
The four of us are here to prevent the apocalypse.
So Knock at the Cabin is based off the book The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. You have this family that's on vacation at this little cabin in the woods when suddenly these four strangers show up and tell them they're sorry, but they're going to have to make a really tough decision, and if they don't, the whole world's going to die. And I'm not going to go into any other details regarding the plot of the film, really, because I really think this is one of those type of movies that you should go into this knowing as little as possible. And so I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I was not a fan of M Night Shyamalan's previous film, Old, and honestly, when it comes to M Night, I'm really 50-50 on the guy. He definitely has some great films in his catalog, but a lot of times he's a miss for me. So going into this movie, I liked what I saw in the trailer, but I was really trying to go in with lower expectations just because as of recently, he hasn't delivered a lot for me personally. I know some people have liked some of his films, but I haven't been a fan of a lot of his more recent type of work. So was going into this cautiously optimistic. That being said, I'm going to tell you guys that I think for me personally, this is probably M. Night's best film that he's done in years. The film kicks off, and by the way, just as far as the opening, the intro goes with the credits, I love that. I thought it had this really ominous tone to it. You had all these weird pictures and drawings that I thought were really creepy. And then just the movie right from the get-go, I think it hits the ground running and it doesn't really stop until the very end, which was something that I really liked. So in a way, this film sort of plays out like a home invasion type of film. In a way, I'm being very vague on that because, again, don't want to give anything away to you guys, but you have this group of people that is led by Bautista, and in this case, though, the characters are trying to be as nice as possible, really well-spoken for the most part, and I don't know, to me, something about that, the way that they were acting, was almost just as creepy as something like where you had the strangers, where those people are just trying to scare the shit out of the people that they're breaking into their house. I don't know, something about this I just felt was kind of really unsettling, the way that they were just so matter-of-fact with what they were telling these people. You have this group of people that they're trying to explain and show this family that if they don't make this horrific choice, what is going to happen. And I like that this movie kind of plays with the audience. You have, one side you have these people explaining this, saying, hey, if you guys don't do this, the world's basically going to end. But then on the other side, you have, if you're these people where these lunatics basically break into your house, what is going to be your reaction? You're going to think that these people are nuts just because the way that they just show up at your house, they tie you up to chairs. Most people are probably going to be like, yeah, I don't believe what you're telling me. So I like that this film does a good job of kind of going back and forth of, is this really happening? Is it not? What's going on with that? So that was another one of my favorite aspects of the movie. I also really like the use of flashbacks in this film. Sometimes they can feel a little lazy, but I thought that they were really effective the way that they were able to give us the story of this family, kind of throughout the film and then leads up to where they are at now. As far as the performances go in this movie, I honestly really liked everyone, but as far as standouts go, and I'm sure you probably have heard this maybe from other reviewers, people talking about the film already, but I think that Bautista, this is probably his best performance that he's put forth today, at least for me personally. You have this guy with this really big hulking presence about him, but he's trying to be so soft and, just nice to these people in a way, which just kind of like throws things off. So I really liked him in this film. And then you also have Kristen, and I apologize if I'm saying her last name wrong, but she plays the character of Gwen, the little girl in this film. I thought that she knocked it out of the park. And then also the character, Abby Quinn, her character in the movie, I thought that she was a standout for me in the film too. But again, I honestly thought everyone in this movie was really good all around. And I know I'm probably going to get a little flack, especially from some of the diehard M. Night Shyamalan fans out there, but where Knock at the Cabin is based off a book, I felt like this was able to keep M. Night reeled in a little bit more this time around. And I know, granted, there is some differences. I haven't read the book, but from what I've heard, there is some differences between the two. But I just think where he had that material to work off, it kept him reeled in a little bit more, where I feel like, at least with some of his more recent projects, that sometimes M. Night can kind of go a little bit crazy, and he's more worried about having the twists and turns in his movie rather than just telling a nice, cohesive story. So I felt this time around with this film, it just felt a little bit more focused to me as far as like the screenplay and the story goes. But like I said, guys, I mean, I was really surprised by this movie. I kind of went in with a little bit lower expectations, just where I haven't been of a huge fan of some of his most recent stuff. I did like Split. I would say that's probably one of his other projects that I did, like quite a bit. But some of his other ones, they've just kind of been like, I'm looking forward to them, but ended up being disappointed. So yeah, I am happy to say that for me personally, this is probably my favorite film by him in the past several years. Split would probably be pretty close behind, but I think this edges that out just a little bit. So as far as a score goes, I'm going to give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely something that I'm going to be picking up when it comes out for sure. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Also, guys, I want to know, what is your favorite film from M. Night Shyamalan? I would say in the last 10 to 15 years, because I know if I said just favorite films of all time, we'd probably get a lot of the same answers. So I'd say in the last 10 to 15 years, what is your favorite project from him? So let me know down below in the comments as well for that. And if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.